like to do a little more detail on affidavits. A lot of people like to hear something about that. When you go to wherever your jurisdiction is, and you check out the forms, you'll have style. What that means is in the province of British Columbia, brought under Highway Traffic Act, and then you set it up, and it's between Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth B, and that's your all capital name. On the top right hand corner, you'll have quotation marks. Affidavit made, the date. And this is the first affidavit in the case of, and then second quotation marks. When you're making your oath or you're affirming you've done these affidavits, quoting yourself, is what that means. So you can read it. And if you're writing it, you need to know what quotation marks and how you're quoting it to be read. Because when you're reading, you need to read it. If you're going into court, you need to read it. Whatever it is, you're going to court first. You don't want to go into court and open up. Oh, I read it. Reading, hearing about the reading. Heard. You get into court, it's documented. When somebody goes back, it was read in court. You heard the evidence. It was read. The words are visualized, processed, all before you get to court. Time is relative. Time scale, 0. Now that 0 moves. Preliminary hearing. Reading. Preliminary hearing hasn't heard, you haven't heard yet, 0. Reading. Moving ahead. Did you believe all 3 sections all seem to come to, speaking, writing, reading, all to a 0 point at the end of the trial. It's all stopping. So all documents are done. It's all finished at the end of the trial. In summary judgment, you're not free to go. That's where we need to get to. Nobody gets, am I free to go? No, to be alone. Free. All my business, no business with the court. That's what we have to settle, is our business with the courts first. I've settled my business with the courts a long time ago, and everybody drags me. It's none of my business. You can't bring me into court. I can't go into commerce. I have to do my business at a distance. I have to write, so there's no conflict about why. I could do a job. That's not the difficult part. It's difficult about dealing with the reality. I'm not a part of the artificial world. There's 3 levels here. There's the original people. You're not obliged to have to do these things. You're here to do it for them. They else these things for you. The landlords. In order for you to live, you need somebody that's free in order to enjoy your slavery. That's what the problem is. They want Washington and Rome. They want to enjoy their slavery. They don't like being slaves. They like to enjoy. They like to tell slaves what to do, but they don't like being slaves. I mean, they can read. You read. Do what you're told, but no, they want to. Oh no, they want somebody else. They can read something for you to read. They can read to you, but you got to do it. No, that's their job descriptions. It's already done. They already have. Everybody's got a job description. Just do your job, and then they leave you alone. And then at the bottom, at the so-called bottom of the pyramids. Down here where they tell everybody who we are isn't right. It's in the mirror, so it's really, it's actually like that. A little more complicated. They like to use the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye on their $1 bill. For the love of money is the root of all evil. They're speaking, and it's the all-seeing eye. It's an eyeball and an asshole for a capstone for a reason. To illuminate the brilliance of their stupidity for a reason. Nobody's above the shining one. It's hell. He would raise his throne above the Most High. His throne is twilight. And that's really idols. They're artificial persons, so they can speak with authority. Well, they're not authority. They're authority. An actor is somebody whose conduct is in question. In Washington, your conduct is constantly in question. There's no question about somebody's conduct in Washington. Ask anybody, anywhere in the world about their outhouse in Washington. What the only difference is the language. When they meet, it's secret handshakes. Sniff. Yeah, they know who they are. No mystery. I mean, they can find themselves in a light in the dark. These guys. I mean, they're brilliant. They illuminate the brilliance of their stupidity. It just radiates. And it just insults everybody's intelligence. They just strut their stuff. John Wayne out there. He's an actor. It was a movie. He wasn't anywhere near any of the things that he portrayed. The great lines everybody loves to quote. It's like they didn't write them. They're not their lines. They ad lib. Lie. Right. As soon as you plead guilty, yeah, you're right. He wants to be president of the United States. Keep it up. A 35-year-old dummy can be president of the United States. All you have to do is go into the Oval Office. Anybody can be president of the United States. Just take a piece of toilet paper, except for hard copies. Too small. Go down to the post office. Just write an envelope. Ask them, is there any charge? You don't even have to put a stamp on the envelope. You just put it in the mailbox, and then off it goes. Everybody knows. There's no problem. You don't even have to seal the envelope. National security knows a piece of toilet paper going to the White House. Charge. Absolutely, there's no postal rage when you send a piece of toilet paper to the White House. Oh no, thank you. You gotta know how to get past the BS. Thank you. Alright, yeah. You gotta get this right about who's who, what's what in the world. Not Washington. Not Ottawa. Power of the post office. 3 days for delivery. So you got 3 days. You can't talk to the Prime Minister in like 3 days until he gets to the office. And he's got 3 days to think about it. 3 days to get the answer mailed back to you. So you can stand there and tell him you're an idiot. Why did you even bother trying? It took you 10 days to figure out that no, fuck, you're not allowed out of fucking Ottawa to get your paperwork done. I already mailed your mails in. Every morning you gotta go to the office to do the mail. You can't be running around the world. You have to be in the office. There's a question period about what happened yesterday, about yesterday's. Yeah, no, they're not responsible for the dump, but they were there when the dump happened. I mean, you've been in the outhouse for 20 years. What do you mean you're not responsible? You were there when you saw it develop. You helped bring forth these magnificent omnibills. What? You don't need another bill. We already got all the bills we need. You need to read it properly. Canada is made up of free men and free institutions. It says so in the Bill of Rights. You have to balance the books. Every person has to pay income tax. You can't tax them there. So you've got the scales of justice again. Free men, free institutions. You know, free men, free institutions. We don't have to pay tribute. We zero balance the books for those artificial persons. Nobody else is going to do it, so we have to do it. We kind of have to get by. In fact, we need to do it here so we can mail it there, and they can go, oh, good. Because when they come out of the outhouse, they come back, you know, they can clean themselves up before they come back. They keep dragging their shit back from Ottawa and try to talk to people, and it's like, no, stay away. No, it's still fucking rage. Get back to the outhouse. Finish your paperwork. But no. That's where we got it. It's not. I can't talk to federal politicians. No. They're there to make sure that the zeros are where they belong. It's in the outhouse. And we got to get them. It's their idea. You look at a little bit of reality about it. You spent 4 years in an outhouse. You know, if you can get out, second chances of getting out, of running for re-election. You know, it's like, you gotta get out. You get in, whose decision is it to get out of the outhouse? You know, we gotta look at our choices about what elections mean. You know, when you're in there. Who said you gotta get out this time? It costs $6 billion to put somebody in a mobile office. You gotta get some value out of our money here. You know, the M's where they belong. You know, the P's and Q's. We've got, mind your P's and Q's. We got the M's. You know, we get that straight. You get by this BS and get to the truth. We'll deal with the truth. Get the rich right. You know, people know what they're doing. They get presidential pardons. You know, they write the governor and they get ask for 3 signature for 3 autograph verification. The signature of the President of the United States for presidential pardon. Get 3. Who's going to be the first to get 3 Georges? Georges, hey, by George, hey, get 3 Georges and you're free. Get your freedom with the Declaration of Independence. You get 3 signatures with George. We got any better ideas lately? You don't want to blow everybody up. I mean, that's stupid. I'm going to hit the bomb. We've already tried that twice. Didn't really accomplish. You look at it, he wanted to drop that bomb. The Japanese were trying to they were trying to go negotiate, find some way to talk, and draw a killing. And it was like, drop a real good one, get everybody's attention. A lot of things happened at the end of the Second World War. Somebody approached Harry S. Truman. He said we needed somebody to speak at the end of the trial. There was going to be a trial. Somebody approached the Associate Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, Robert Jackson, who took a leave of absence from the court, and there was going to be a trial. The defendant will be given an opportunity to read a prepared statement. Are you going to plead guilty or not guilty? To look at that trial, all of it, start to finish. That was a justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. He wasn't there to make any mistakes, not this time. These political leaders, they think they can get away with this stuff. No, there's always somebody has to pay the price. It's got to stop. That was the Associate Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. Don't listen to me. You need to stop right now. Get a hold of a piece of paper or an internet connection. Google. Google. The Nuremberg War Trial. Never again. It's just a preliminary hearing. Preliminary. There's going to be a trial. The accused has rights. You have the right to speak. Just as soon as you finish your homework. Well, I guess I should sum up the first section of videos I'm doing. And credits. Where I got my information. That's from reading. So starting with, for years I used the Concise Oxford English Dictionary, and I intended to go back to court, so I had to cut that down. And I picked up a copy of Black's Law Dictionary, and I had Interpreter's Dictionaries of the Bible, New Shorter Dictionary of the Bible, World Dictionary of the Bible, World Book Dictionary, pardon me, and then a Latin English Dictionary, and then I ordered Webster's 1828 Dictionary, and that was the one that I found the most informative for my purposes. It crosses the line between Middle and American English. It's the Dictionary of American English, and he uses his definitions. He uses authors from the 17th, 16th, 17th century, so the language barrier gets crossed about the meaning of the words, it's just a spelling correction. And the authors that he used, he checked those ones out. Alexander Poe, his essay on criticism. Writing is not easy. It's nowhere easy. They're not my words. I was writing for 5 years. They're not my words. I wasn't in court. This is what the judge said. In this court, this is what. And then, in order to do that, you need 3 cases. No more 3 or 4 cases. Like 2 or 3 witnesses. What authorities you bring in? So I need 3 cases. I was going through the internet and secrets inside the legal industry, and I checked out those videos. And, I don't want to give names. He deserves all the credit he can get. And I know he's been a long time in court. His writing is worth reading. You need to information goes from here to there to there to there. You know, finally, you have to know where you've been to know where you're going. I knew I was going back to court. I made a deal with a little boy. I said, no, I was going this time. I'm going all the way to this time. So I picked Pulaski, Anscroft, and Haynes. And those are the three cases that sum this whole thing up, and then there's 52 other cases to rate. In review of Haynes, in review of Pulaski, and then in review of Anscroft, and then you have to read this stuff. Go back now. It's court errors. You have to point out pro se litigant. The court has to point out your errors. You're not held up to the same pleading standards. And there's no time limit. They're important cases. And they all happened. There was a big period when this thing happened. And it's how it works. And then I went to a conference in Calgary for Solutions in Commerce. And I was asked a question. I watched the videos, and because of who was on the videos. And somebody asked a question, and it was like, I got an original court order. Okay. Went down, had a little chat, and I got asked the question. I couldn't answer it. All right. The people, I don't want to argue about it. I don't have the paperwork, so I have to get the paperwork together. Still have to do that video, put it in the first section. It's like when you're writing, you can write the beginning and you can finish you work on the end, and then you work in the middle, and then you go back to the beginning, and then you go to the end. It doesn't come together until it's ripped. And then if you make a mistake, and I did make a mistake on 3 documents I wrote. I made a typo, one typo. And it's like, nightmare. I had 207 pages of annotation. No, I made a typo. I should have done this, on these, but I put stamps, post office stamps on these original documents. And it's like, I wrote a book on it. It should read like this, but no, those are original documents. Somebody's going, yeah, okay, right about, no, okay, I made a mistake, but it should read like this, and it's included in the paperwork that went in on top of this paperwork about these 3 court cases. But that's what it's about, like you go back and correct your mistakes. This is the mistake, the original mistake. You don't change the document. It's like, no. Because you got the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States, and in between is the peace, the definitive peace agreement. And those 3 documents go together. And you read one, okay, good for you. No, then you got to read the other two. The other two, from which point of view are you reading these documents too? You go into the room that it applies. Okay, you're in the room. Okay, you read it this way. Outside the room, I really have to work, the Library of Congress. So that's where I got a lot of my information on the internet. Then I went to actually talk to somebody that they did a video. They went into court and they got nailed. Give credit where credit's due. I have to appreciate, the fact that you can abandon working for the federal government. Yeah, absolutely. Good. I want the more the merrier. We got to find out who's who and how the system works. Really works. It's a question. You don't know who you're talking to and where it works. You can't make assumptions. Because the only you in an assumption is not me. You got to read backwards. You have to do it. So. Going back and correcting errors. It's like the Age of Majority Act. Should have done this 15 years ago. That's okay. Write an affidavit. film Form 120, 121 on it. You gotta double check the facts. You can't trust anybody. Not even me. Don't trust me. Read. That's counseling. Read for yourself. But it says right in there. I'm the person named in the person. You're going to court to get nailed. You're a person. Back looking, trying to put all the parts together. You gotta get your two sheet butts to put them back together. I get the whole asshole that goes into it. You got everybody to know. That's why you put it in writing. And then going back, trying to get butts back and then your balls. The semicolons and semicolon, you gotta get all that together. So you go back into court and try to get mad again. It's not easy, you know. See, everybody's you gotta let go everybody's balls for a bit. So a few years back. That's what happens. It's like this invisible hand comes reaching down and wham, okay. The other testicles go on. That's she's grading. They put the name down. They sign. Get right. Your balls, my balls. That's what we're talking about here. You need a judge whose balls we talk now because they can read. That's the problem. They can read. You get a reliable witness. That's what you do. There's got a lot of you. Right? And they can write as fast as you can speak. They're that good. They've read that many books. They're that all, your adversary. I've got a record, and it was like, I know. I had to run in with a lawyer, and it's like, I have to hire a lawyer. It's like, it's good. No, moved your lips. Moved your lips. And I was like, no. You didn't have the balls to come where I was and speak. It was like, I made a deal with a little boy, not this guy. Working with children, people won't take responsibilities and things fester. They get on a chain of command. I more lectures in the chain of command than I can shake a stick at. Peter's like, right. Teach me a lesson, take me to court. I'm not allowed to court. It's a probation order, and I'm prohibited from being in court. So it's writ. Nasty. I got the court. Yet I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for anybody to tell me what to tell the judge. Freedom of speech at the end of the trial. I was 18 years old. I had commitments. I think I was going for 6 months, and I was like, all I did was work for 6 months. I have to write my probation officer. What are you doing? I'm working. What are you doing? Oh, come on, That's the question. But in writing, I like that. It's great. Nobody listens to the judge. Anyway. You can't go into court and act as an agent. No, it's just, you look for the definition, it's not really there. Agents, actors have agents, men have friends. It's a dog. Ask a dog. One of your best friend in court, you have a dog with you. You don't have an agent. Agents are good. Asshole shit. That's no shit. Send for a dog. No, you gotta know what you're doing in court. You bring a dog to court. You gotta have a license for a dog, and you can't bring a dog into court unless he's a police officer. Everyone knows what the law is, but the only police officer you can trust is a police dog, and they hook them on cocaine and heroin, so they can find it at the airport. That's how you take a starving dog and make it prosperous. It won't bite you. That's Mark head with Mark Twain. Oh, put it in writing. A statement like that. Wow. Who, Sir Walter Raleigh. Oh, yeah. Well, he put some really good things in writing. He was a lawyer, an advocate. How do you need this? There's a separation. You need a barrister and a solicitor to go into court in England. So you have to hire a lawyer to hire. They don't talk to each other. There's no you're going into court. There's no contact with the clients. There's no nothing. No. It's about being guilty. It's all documented just in there to what deal with some paperwork. It's like my paperwork. I just know how to read it and write it, properly present to a judge. That they're separating themselves. When you send documents off and you're going to court, it's not personal. Somebody gets assigned the case. That's all. It's not personal. They went to university to deal with everybody's bullshit for everybody. Somebody's got to go into court and deal with it. The problem about the accused has rights. Sometimes it's going to be a trial. We don't care whether you're going to speak. You're not going to speak. We're going to hear about why you got to speak anyway. So that's what's going on. Criminal trials, like, it's too much. This time, not this time. It's like, when is, no. It's like, we don't care anymore. You're going to sit, you're going to listen. That's, like, there's different kinds of trials. It's like, no, it's time for you to listen. Whether you like it or not, you're sitting there and you're going to hear all the evidence. Boo. The problem is people come in here, they don't want to talk to you. The accused party is like, they don't want to talk to you. You can read. I don't want to talk to them. Get something to say to me, you can put it right in or right back, saying right back the same thing. What? It's why you're in court. It's why I don't want to. I already went to court. Put the documents in ahead of time. If we do this ahead of time, the accused has rights, and so does the victim. The victim goes into court first, talks to the judge, gets everything documented, gets a plea, and guilty as walking down the street, minding my own business. Somebody thudded me over the head. A woman walking down there, that's even worse. No, we get the guilty pleas in first. And they get the victim in, and they speak to the judge. The judges want to hear what the victim has to say. They're not interested. You gotta deal with the accused. Deal with the victim is working backwards. Start with the V's, the vampires, and the victim. They are accused. The preliminary. They put BS before the court anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's why they're in Congress. The courts work. There's nothing wrong with the courts. Courts work absolutely the way they're designed to work. So there's no argument. There's no alibi. You just, why? What do you mean? Not guilty? Not speaking? What do you mean not speaking? The willful act of perjury to plead not guilty, actually to say the words. You're going down the toilet. Go back, to put a stop to this, we need to start at an early age, the age of majority in each province or state. I don't know which. We need to check out what the age of majority act is. And you have to deal with the truth with children about when you're talking to them about it. We made a mistake when we were in high school, when we were your age. We didn't write first. Now we're in all this trouble because we didn't write first. that's the important step. First things first, you learn to know how to correct the mistakes. It's not easy to write. Everybody knows. You go to a legislature and you have to get together. It takes 20 or 30 persons to get together to write. Oh, geez. Oh, you stop this. Go back and correct your errors. First reading, second reading, third reading, and they got a committee to do it. It's hard for all the persons who won't do it themselves. Who's gonna do it? I can only do it for myself. That's what I've done. I went back, listened to people. There's a lot of good information out on the internet. People pay a big price to get information important or to get reluctant and so you need to find out why they're doing what they're doing. And yeah, you have to pay for an education. I went to a seminar in Calgary. I don't know if I paid to go to speak. I was asked a question, I didn't answer it at the time. I didn't bring the credentials, but that's what I've been doing for the last 5-6 years. The protesting the rest of Vancouver is getting my credentials together to go to the Supreme Court. I had to deal with a little boy. He's innocent. I saw him playing truck with his father. So I went down and I talked to him. And the people I work with didn't like him, and I was going to make him jail to get help for a little boy. I don't care. Nobody listens to judges. There's no land claim settlement where I'm from. Everybody was told, nobody wants to read about it. There's a parliamentary review of a Supreme Court case. And nobody wants to read it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Because that's what it's the problem is the oral tradition of the Aboriginal people who don't speak English. They're nice enough to speak to me in English, and I know I can speak to the court. It gets frustrated trying to deal with the reality of commerce. The corporations have a right to come in, do business with the Aboriginal people. But the employees aren't allowed to talk to the Aboriginal people. They're nice enough to speak to me in English when they come to work. It's first, second, and third person. So when you're at work, and a man comes up to the counter, speaks in the first person. The person behind the counter is speaking for the second person, which is the artificial person, speaking for a chair. Normally a chair is a person going into business. That's what they're speaking as a chair person. You try to point this out. You're crazy. It's how business gets done. It's just a job description. You just talk about your job. What do you need from me so I can do my job? We have to communicate like this. Well, who do I write so that you read your job description? Everybody's got a job description. I say, like, you do some research before you go into a place. And like, okay, it's your job. Okay, do your job. No, but I'm not here to. You do your job is you do your job. Yes, people don't know how to do their jobs because information has to go up. Supposedly, it's from the reverse, but it goes up and it comes down. People at the top have to know. Right? Information comes in, comes up, decisions come down, but it's inside the corporation. And then outside the corporation, things you need to know, I don't need to know as a customer. I don't care about your lunch breaks, your coffee breaks. All that is irrelevant to the customer. You're standing there and it's like, oh, you gotta finish doing your business first. Business before pleasure. I'm going into court now. Business before pleasure. Now done. Not anymore. You gotta put a stop.